Welcome back, everybody, to our second day or second week of working on our penguin collage. So let's just remind everybody what we were doing last week. We were learning about using some art tools such as scissors and glue to create a collage, following along with instructions and making it your own penguin in your own creative choices. Okay. So today we're going to be a little bit more fun because we're going to be making the fun hat and scarf, and we're going to be adding snow. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get your cardstock out and make some decisions about what you might want to do. So you can end up doing some different scarves and hats. Maybe you might want to, use something that has a bunch of patterns like this. Maybe you want to have something more like this. You decide what you want to do, okay? Your hat could be a lot different. Your scarf can be a lot different, okay? First thing I'm going to do is I think my scarf, I want to cut my scarf out, and I want it to be all these different things. So I'm going to use this paper, okay? And I'm going to cut 2 long strips. All right, so I have 2 long strips, and when I look at this here, I can kind of see where the first part of my scarf is going to go. Okay, I'm probably going to cut it off right here after this blue one. All right, that's where it's going to go. And then the long part of the scarf, I think this is too long. Okay, so I might end up making it, cut off maybe some of this part. And then I might, I don't know. That just seems like a little bit long of a scarf. So I might cut off another little bit right here. Now I think I need another section. Okay, I could just use this part. I think I'm going to use another section. Okay, I want it to kind of be the same thickness as the other ones. Okay, I'm going to cut this one a little shorter. Like that. All right, so now I kind of have my scarf laid out. Another fun thing I can do is make the edges of the scarf frayed. So I'm going to go ahead and take right at the edges, and I'm going to cut little snips out as straight as I possibly can make them. If I cut them too close together, then I will end up not having it be all frayed. Okay, I also want it to stop at a certain spot. Okay, so for me, that pattern really helped me to show where I should stop. But you might have to kind of draw a line. All right. Now looking what part overlaps, I notice that when I put it together the way I like, okay, I notice that this is on the bottom, this is overlapping this one, and this is on the very top. So I'm going to take this one off first, this one off second, and I'm going to glue this one down. I don't want to glue the bottom part because I like the frills. So I might want to leave that to kind of be up. Okay. And then this part, I remember I wanted it kind of overlapping like this. Okay. So I'm gluing it down, but not the frill part. Pushing down. All right, last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and glue all this down. Making sure I got lots of glue on there. Okay, putting the piece right there. Now you might make your scarf look different. Okay, you might do something different with the way your arms are. You might do something different with a lot of different things. Okay. All right. Next, we want to decide if we want to make a hat. Okay. If you want to make a hat or something else like bows or something else fun, you know, think about what you might want to do. Maybe earmuffs. Okay. I think I might do some earmuffs. Yeah, I think that sounds like fun. So I'm going to think about earmuffs. So I'm going to go ahead and use my other paper because I think that would be fun. Okay. And so earmuffs are 2 circles and then a line in the middle. So what might help me is to draw on the back side of my paper. So to help me figure out how to draw the line, I'm going to kind of feel where my line goes right there. Okay. So if I can feel where the line is. Okay. And kind of figure out that way. And I can draw some circles here. Make some nice earmuffs like that. Maybe I'll make them poofy. Okay, I can also cut these out separately and do this one as a different paper and then this one. Okay, I'm probably going to cut them out separately. Notice I drew it on the white side of the paper. So I might not be able to cut it out like fluffy like I've got there. So instead I can do some little chunks like this, or just make it frilly like I did on the other thing. Okay, if you see that, that makes them kind of frilly. Okay, you can do that as an earmuff. Okay, you don't have to do earmuffs, remember, you can make a hat. Okay, I just noticed that I didn't have very much space up here, and I just wanted to make some earmuffs. So I'm going to cut out that shape first. Okay, and make it all frilly. And then, last but not least, a little headband. This one's a very fine and delicate paper, so I have to be careful when I'm cutting that I don't end up breaking it. There we go. Now my penguin has earmuffs, so I better glue those down. With this one being so fragile, I'm going to make sure that I put the glue up here. Okay, because I don't want to get glue all over the place. And this is the fun trick. Okay, if you hold your glue and you put your thumb here and you just pull that paper through, you're going to get glue on all of that. You can also get some glue on your thumb, so you're going to have to wash your thumb off afterwards. Okay, but it gets all of it nice and glued. All right, and then I can place that down right there. A little more glue. All right, I'm gonna glue these things. Okay, you might also, it might be nice to put a little bit of glue here. The problem with that, when you're putting glue on the thing you're going to be gluing down, like this, you're going to end up with more glue kind of going all over the place. So it's better to glue the things that you're going to be gluing down. All right. Now that my snowman is done, I'm going to probably need to draw the eyes. So I might draw that in pencil. Okay. And I can draw the eyes, you know, in a lot of different ways. I might draw some circles for eyes. And then some circles inside for irises. Maybe it's a girl penguin that has some eyelashes. Maybe the eyes are really big and sparkly. Maybe the eyes are just big old circles that are filled in black. You know, you can decide what you want to do. Draw it in pencil first. And then if you have a marker or a Sharpie, you might have to ask your mom for a Sharpie, mom or dad or whoever's taking care of you, okay, for a Sharpie or something else that's colored, okay. And I'm going to add that with the little nostril holes for the beak. And now we're done with making our penguin, and we're going to be adding some snow next. All right, we're going to go ahead and set our penguin aside for a moment. And we're going to be practicing Make It Snow. Okay, this is step 4, Make It Snow. Use the Q-tip and dip in the tempera paint, trying to only use one side of the Q-tip. Practice here. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take the tape off and take one of the Q-tips. Okay. Now, these are twistable bottles. Okay, so you twist and you should be able to open up. Okay. Your paint should be sloshy still. Okay. If it's not sloshy at all, you can add a little bit of the water to it. Okay. But if you dip your Q-tip into it, you should be able to see that it has some goop to it. Okay. So I dip my paintbrush in just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, just the tip of the Q-tip. And then I'm going to go ahead and start making some imprints on here to practice. Little polka dots. Once I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with that, okay, I'm going to set this aside and let's make sure that this dries somewhere. And I'm going to get out my collage. Now I have to make a decision about where I'm going to be putting the snowflakes. Am I just going to put them in the background? Is there going to be snowflakes on my penguin? Dip my Q-tip in, okay, take a little bit off, okay, and I'm going to start putting it in some spots. I want my patterns here to be nice and random. It's always a lot easier to add more snow than it is to take the snow away. All right, so I've got it all over the background, but I'm like, I want a few snowflakes kind of building up on my penguin. Okay, so Again, I'm just going to do just a little bit. Goes a long way. And I'm going to make it sort of building up. Okay, so I'm going to make it like so it's sitting on top of her earmuffs, maybe sitting on top of her maybe it's going to sit right on top of her nose. Have you ever had a snowflake land on your nose? Maybe there's some that's building up at her feet. I can cover this whole thing in snowflakes if I want to. If I notice that my Q-tip is kind of dying, then I'll use my second Q-tip. All right, maybe there's some snowflakes coming down here too. Now, do I want to cover the whole thing in snowflakes? No, there might be a snowstorm, but I'm not going to do that because I worked really hard to make sure that my penguin was nice and cute. Okay, when you're done with your project, I want you to make sure your Q-tip gets thrown into the trash can right away. I want you to look at your fingers, and if you have anything on your fingers, that you go ahead and go wash up. Okay, I want you to close your Wake Tempura paper paint nicely. Okay, and this needs to set somewhere that you can dry. So set it out someplace that's not going to get poked at, and you don't want to put it in your folder yet, or else all this wet paint is going to get everywhere. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this somewhere where it's nice and safe. I hope you had fun making your penguin collage. We learned about using our scissors and our glue, and we used tempera paint for the first time. So many new things. Again, this will be a great thing to give your mom or dad to put on the fridge or something like that. But don't forget to first take a picture of it on Seesaw. So hold it up to your camera and take a picture of it. So that way I get to see what you did too. I'll see you next time. See you after the break. Bye.